Rise of Alexander the Great. Born in Emathia of an Epiriote Princess, Alexander the son of Philip II of Macedon was not a true heir of the throne of the Kingdom of Macedonia, but rather was risen to power by his arrogant, headstrong, and meddlesome mother, Olympia, who was the driving force behind his success. Olympia, a wildly beautiful woman, was from the noble house the Molossians, direct decedents of Achilles, which explained Alexander's obsession with the Trojan War and concurring of the East. Philip II was a polygamist, and his marriage to Olympia was a diplomatic move to establish peace and to settle the conflict among the Pelasgian tribes, while also a strategic move to create an alliance with her uncle, the king of Epirus, present-day Albania. Even though Philip fell in love with Olympia while being intimate with her during a religious ritual snake cult, likely mimicking the Pelasgian myth of creation, his relationship with Olympia was not a good one. Philip regarded her as a barbarian and a sorceress, and often would find her in bed with snakes. According to the writings of ancient writer Plutarch, this was how Alexander was conceived. He claims that Olympias was impregnated not by Philip, who was afraid of her and her affinity for sleeping in the company of snakes, but by Zeus. Plutarch, Alexander 2:2-3, relates that both Philip and Olympias dreamt of their son's future birth. Olympias dreamed of a loud burst of thunder and of lightning striking her womb. In Philip's dream, he sealed her womb with the seal of the lion. Hence, the prophesied birth of Alexander is what gave him his name, Alexander, which in Pelasgian, Albanian, can be translated as born like the dream. The importance of his birth is also affirmed by Italian historian Valerio Massimo Manfredi in his bestseller book called Alexander, Child of a Dream. Due to Philip's rough nature, aggression towards Olympia, and taunting of him, young Alexander found affinity on his mother's side and looked up to a father figure in Olympia's kin, his first mentor, Leonidas of Epirus. It wasn't until he rode the horse that no man could, when Olympia finally convinced Philip that their son needed more than just military training. It was then when Philip sought out the best tutor for him, the one who spoke the mother tongue and who studied under Plato, the Thracian Aristotle. It was through Aristotle that Alexander learned how to speak Greek and about the Hellenic culture. After the death of Philip, the proclaimed son of Zeus and that of the Princess of Epirus claimed the throne of Macedon and went to conquer the known world. He was known as Alexander of Emathia, of the Great One, or simply Alexander the Great. Pyrrhus the Eagle. He was from the tribe of the Molossians and related to Alexander the Great from his mother's side. Was almost also named Alexander, he was an exceptional general and the only one who defeated the Romans in their own soil. His victory came at a devastating loss of his army. From this, we get the modern term Pyrrhic victory, a victory that inflicts such a devastating toll on the victor that it is tantamount to defeat. He was the prince of Epirus and only 3 years old when his family was killed in an uprising. His was saved by the Illyrian king Glaucus of the Taulanti, who adopted the boy and raised among his sons. Testimony of the kinship along the Illyrians and Epiriotes is showed when King Glaucus places him at the throne of Epirus at the age of 17. He inherited the name which we know him to today, Pyrrhus. It is likely that the name was a Roman pronunciation as in the language of his people. He was called Pyrrho. Historians suggest that this name is a modern corruption of the word burro, which in Albanian means man. Because Pyrrhus was so young and the only surviving heir of the monarchy of Epirus, being that he was adopted by the Illyrian king Glaucia. While in the court of the Illyrian palace, he learned the art of warfare and launched his military campaigns, which skills matched only to his cousin, Alexander the Great. After returning home gloriously from one of his battles, Pyrrhus enjoyed his fame and reputation, and being called Eagle by the Epirotes. "By you," said he, "I am an eagle, for how should I not be such, while I have your arms as wings to sustain me?" Essentially implying that his people were all eagles, the nickname Shkipe, eagle, which is still used among Albanians to show respect towards one another. Thanks for watching.